All right, everyone. What is up here today, YouTube? Jigsaw0097, and boy, do I have an interesting, juicy little tidbit for you guys today. I just barely saw this, but I went ahead and read the article. This might be a little bit of a longer video because I want to go over this entire article. Just kind of giving a glimpse into the dysfunction that I see with the Eagles right now, and it further reiterates my point that I made last offseason, is that this team does not respond to Carson Wentz the way they responded to Nick Foles. Now, I'm not making any excuses for this, and I will actually give my solution for what I think Doug Peterson should do going forward, because basically a lot of us wanted Foles, a lot of us wanted Wentz. The Eagles went with Wentz, so it's time to proactively figure out a way to move forward from there, with Wentz as our guy. And it may start with this particular player, so I'll just kind of go over this. You guys already know who the player is in the title because I'm putting it there, but the title of the article I'm reading, and by the way, if you guys want to check this out, I will also leave a link for it in the description, but it's from NBCSports.com, Sports Philadelphia. And the title of the article is Howard Eskin outing Alshon Jeffery led to bizarre press conference moment with Doug Peterson. Now, I didn't watch any of the conference with Doug Peterson. Actually, they're playing it right here, so let's play this. Don't know if you guys can hear this. Sorry, I'm figuring out how to do the screen capture thing, but I don't have that right now. So they're basically just asking him if Alshon was the anonymous source. Okay, so, yeah, I've watched enough. He doesn't look happy in this video, guys. You guys could check this out in the article, but he definitely looks like he's thrown off a little bit by this question and that he does not look happy at all. Something's up in the locker room, for sure. So, but Howard Eskin is saying it's Alshon Jeffery, and I'm just going to read this entire article to you guys. So it says, signs of dysfunction in the Philadelphia Eagles locker room began to show late last week when ESPN's Josina Anderson, that's the reporter that everyone has been going to apparently, quoted an anonymous Eagles player criticizing Carson Wentz and the Birds offense. Excuse me. Head coach Doug Peterson wasn't thrilled about it when asked prior to the Dallas Cowboys game. Then the team went out and played a total dud. A new page in the drama was written this morning when WIP's Howard Eskin reported on the air that he knew the identity of the anonymous player, that player being Alshon Jeffery. Not only did he name Alshon Jeffery, he also called him foolish and stupid. So I'll just go and read what he said. This is what he said. So it says, Eskin, yeah, why not? Alshon Jeffery. Cataldi, is it? Eskin, yes, the thing is, here's why he's foolish and stupid. He knows that she's not out to have his back. The problem is, as a reporter, I've seen her do this. She'll bait a guy, and then the guy gets trapped into saying things, and he says them. It's just foolish and stupid. We all understand it's not productive. But what benefit was there to say that? And the reality is, why would he worry about a defensive player, Jalen Ramsey? Because that was what this was about. Not being traded for. And when he talks about checking down, sometimes the back you check down is blocked, or he's blocking and then can't get off the block. That's one of your check downs. So the whole thing was just stupid, but it's not being productive for somebody like that. So he's basically just saying this reporter, I guess, will bait you into saying things, not necessarily things that you don't think are true, but saying things. And that's the big problem, guys. Once you say something and it's out there in this age of internet, can't take it back. So it says, this is interesting in part because Alshon denied being the source last week. Yeah, if you guys remember, I saw this. Alshon and Nelson Aguilar, they adamantly denied. And who's to say Nelson Aguilar isn't part of this either? Because apparently she interviewed a player last season as well. But there's a report that Alshon was the anonymous player who was giving quotes to ESPN. McLean began, "Is it true?" And also the person who reported it doesn't technically work for the Eagles, but he's on the sideline with the Eagles. He flies on the Eagles plane. He wears a Super Bowl ring given to him by the Eagles. Are we to assume just because he reported it that the Eagles want it out there? Interesting. Peterson somewhat dumbfounded but didn't want to go there. Yeah, that's what he was saying. He basically just said we're on to the Buffalo Bills and we're thinking about the cow. He just gave the non-answer, which I respect of Doug. I don't think Doug should be getting up there, stirring the pot. It's not coaches' jobs to say this to the media, so. Doug's job is to keep this locker room together, okay? Because like I said in yesterday's video, I feel like Doug is starting to lose this locker room pretty dang quick, and I will give my solution of what he's probably going to have to do if he wants to keep it, but yeah, I was going to read all this, but yeah, that's basically it, guys. Basically, someone, this doesn't prove that it was Jeffrey, but it's Howard Eskin saying that he did it, and Howard Eskin is he's a pretty knowledgeable source in Philadelphia, as you guys know. They did give him a Super Bowl ring, so this guy has been one of the biggest, Philadelphia Eagles reporters for like the last 30, 40 years. I don't know how long exactly. Sorry, dropped my keyboard. I don't know how long exactly he's been on the Eagles, but it's been a very long time. So I feel like he knows what he's talking about. It's kind of like when Ian Rappaport comes out with stuff. You just know that it's legit. So, really, this would explain a lot, too, because if you guys remember when Alshon Jeffery was on the Bears, he kind of was the same way. He kind of acted the same way when he was on the Bears. He threw the Bears under the bus a lot. I remember that. And I guess this is just an attitude thing with him. When things aren't going well, he can't deal with that very well. So, wouldn't surprise me if it was Jeffrey. And now I will get to my solution, because I've rambled on enough about this. You guys can read the rest of this if you want to get really into it. Like I said, I'll link it. But really what I think Doug needs to do, he needs to go into the locker room and he needs to sit everyone down and he needs to ask them their grievances, like heart-to-heart time. Did you prefer playing for Nick Foles over Carson Wentz? And if any of them complain or say yes or yada, 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 you need to cut them, bottom line, because if you are at a point now where this is happening, you need to start making examples of people. And the Eagles are in a semi-rebuild, in my opinion, right now anyway. So I feel like they need to start making the necessary moves to right this ship. And if they don't start doing that right now, we're facing a full-blown 2015 Chip Kelly situation here, guys, where the locker room could be completely lost. And then maybe Jeffrey Lurie, in all of his wisdom, might just decide to fire Doug Peterson. And I don't want that to happen because I don't think Doug Peterson is really the biggest issue here. I think what happened is the Eagles won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles. And the fact that the Eagles went and decided to go with Carson Wentz over Nick Foles really upset a lot of guys in the locker room. And they need to figure out who those guys are. And if they're not on board with this team going forward, they need to be shown the door. And that's really the bottom line. So that's kind of all I've got to say about this. Let me know what you think about all this drama going forward with the Eagles. Do you think this dysfunction is going to cost us the 2019 season? Whatever you guys think, comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new to the channel as well, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And to all my returning viewers, hit the notification bell as well so that you can get notified when I make videos like this. Very interesting things going on in Philadelphia right now, though, and none of them are good. So, also, I wanted to give some shout-outs to some Cowboys fans that I didn't shout out last night. You guys have been solid. Just two in particular that I've dealt with. And that would be Cowboy X Factor. He doesn't really make videos. I've shouted him out before, but he's a fantastic guy, always friendly, always respectful. Much props to you. And then a newer one that I started interacting with just for a couple years ago is Boys for Life. He's a pretty cool guy. He's one of the cooler Cowboy fans. You know, he talks some smack and all, but it's all in good fun. So go check his channel out as well. If you guys haven't, he's a cool Cowboys fan. He always owns up when the Cowboys lose. As well, and he's not one of those people that'll like block you if you upset him or whatever. So just wanted to give those shout outs. The Cowboys earned this win. The Eagles are a freaking train wreck right now, and all of the fans see it, and we're not trying to defend it anymore. We're just trying to figure out why and where we can go from here. So that's the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Jigsaw0097. I will talk to you all later.